Case summary. Court case. Furman v. Georgia 408 U.S. 238 1972. Decision date June 29, 1972. Supreme Court vote 5-4 majority opinion. Per curiam unsigned concurring opinions. Justices Douglas, Brennan, Stewart, White, and Marshall dissenting opinions. Chief Justice Berger, Justices Blackmun, Powell, and Rehnquist. Background facts. Claimant William Henry Furman. Defendants. State of Georgia case context. Furman was convicted of murder and sentenced to death in Georgia. The central issue was whether the imposition of the death penalty in this particular case constituted cruel and unusual punishment, violating the 8th and 14th Amendments. Arguments. Claimant's argument. Furman argued that the death penalty as applied was arbitrary and discriminatory, disproportionately affecting minority and poor defendants. He asserted that this violated the 8th Amendment's prohibition against cruel and unusual punishment and the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. Defendant's argument. The state of Georgia maintained that the death penalty was a legitimate form of punishment for serious crimes, such as murder. They argued that it served as a deterrent and a means of retribution, fitting within the constitutional bounds established by precedent. Final outcome. Supreme Court decision. The Supreme Court, in a per curiam decision, held that the death penalty, as administered, constituted cruel and unusual punishment in violation of the 8th and 14th Amendments. The ruling effectively invalidated the death penalty statutes of Georgia and several other states, leading to a facto moratorium on capital punishment across the country until states reformed their sentencing procedures. Detailed law justification. Arbitrary nature. The court found that the death penalty was applied in a capricious and arbitrary manner, often influenced by racial bias, which undermined the consistency required for such a severe punishment. Disproportionality. Justice Brennan emphasized that the punishment was excessively harsh in comparison to the crimes committed, particularly given the procedural inconsistencies in its application. Evolving standards. Justice Marshall highlighted that societal standards of decency had evolved, rendering the death penalty unacceptable under contemporary moral standards. Key concept. Furman v. Georgia set a significant precedent in the American judicial system regarding the application of the death penalty. It highlighted the necessity for clear, consistent, and non-discriminatory application of capital punishment laws. The ruling led to the restructuring of death penalty statutes across many states to address the concerns raised by the court. Key learnings. 8th Amendment emphasizes the prohibition against cruel and unusual punishment and the need for proportionality and fairness in sentencing. Judicial review demonstrates the Supreme Court's role in ensuring that state laws comply with constitutional protections. Legal reforms illustrates how judicial decisions can prompt significant legislative and procedural changes to address constitutional concerns.